So, I've gotta say, I have been getting a lot of good tips from people about scenes with Astarion in the game that I have never seen before. I don't normally do things with my other characters since I'm usually just playing my main PC. I had never thought to use Astarion to speak with people to see what unique dialogue might pop up. So, I'm really glad someone told me about this scene in particular. I'm probably going to comb through the game now to see what else I've missed. One whole Astarion playthrough coming up. But back to the mirror scene. You can find this mirror in the alchemist cellar, past all of the caskets, which will spawn skeletons if you touch them. You can walk by freely if you want to just rush to this though, and avoid fighting them altogether. Talk to the mirror as Astarion, and you will see some interesting info. Let's take a look.
Speak your name. I do not know this name. If you are known to my master, step forward and declare yourself an ally. Only a true ally of Ilintoth may pass. What think you of the Zolkir known as Zastam?
You remember stories of Zastam, a powerful lich in Thay who made deals with dark gods.
You are no Zolkir, but are you wise? Tell me, why might one use balsam ointment? Acceptable, finally. If you could see anything in me, what would it be? You seek to survive. You seek power. Be welcome.
The first thing that really stood out to me was the name Astarion mentions. Ara Silverleaf. He certainly could pull off a name like that with his silver hair, and it sounds very elfy. And he is an elf. And this is an elf dialogue option. Is that his original name? Did Cazador rename him at some point? Or did he come up with a more Baldurian style of a name so that he didn't stand out so much as an elf in the city? He was in politics, so that could be the case. But then I noticed one little thing, the and that made me wonder if he was just making it all up. If you check the mirror with your other companions, you'll see that every single one of them used a very fake-sounding name. Gale uses Jack Human Man, which is obviously not a real name, and then Shadowheart uses the same tag, and even my own Wood Elf had the choice available. So that was a real bummer, because here I was thinking, oh my god, it's his real name! But I was just getting ahead of myself. I haven't actually been down there in quite some time, because I had a really bad run-in with the Phase Spider Queen, and I just didn't want to do it again anytime soon. I digress. That name was a wild goose chase. But there is something more that is interesting. After you go through the whole set of dialogue with the mirror, you get to the point where it asks, if you could see anything, what would it be? The choices here are very telling, as they are all different for each character you play as. The first is, I'd see my home, my real home, the one I haven't seen in centuries. And this really got me thinking. He says his home. He could be talking about his old house, but then what more is a house but a place to lay your head? He has never once mentioned whether he has family or not, and yet the choice of the word home really makes me wonder. It is the sappy choice too. Everyone else has something similar. It usually has something to do with family or a lover. So what if Astarion had a family? It could have been his parents, or it could have been a wife, maybe even a child. That sure is something to think about, huh? I had never even considered the possibility because he's never mentioned anyone besides Cazador and the Gur. The next choice is, I'd see how to safely keep the powers this Mindflower's worm has given me. This one doesn't really relay any new information, as Astarion makes it pretty obvious that he wants to do this. The last one is, I'd see Cazador, my old master, burning in the sun. Another piece of info that isn't too new. It does show us that Astarion is not holding any candles at all for his master though, unless it's one that he wants to burn him alive with. I'd say the biggest gem of this whole dialogue is the first option about his home, his real home. What do you guys think? Did he have a family? Has anyone ever found any dialogue to support it one way or the other? Let me know in the comments below. This one is pretty juicy. I also wanted to make a quick shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for your support. If any of you would like to join the family, you can click my Patreon link in the info section below. Every little bit helps, and you'll get access to more updates as well as unfiltered content. See you guys later!